Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ CHAIM in Klal, and we're talking about when you want to point out the faults in a person. How, of course, this is Lashon HaRa, and even if you have no ill intentions, even if you're just making a statement to show the shortcomings of your fellow Jew, you're going to trample onto the avera of Lashon HaRa, as we will explain. Says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, V'ayin v'oimer asal levazes chaver mitzar chesed shlemus hamayla sheyesh bo. You're not allowed to disparage another person because of their shortcomings, or even their personal attributes. Hein b'chachma, whether their intelligence is not so strong. Hein b'gvura, their physical strength. Hein ba'oisher, their wealth. V'kol ki hagavna, anything similar. V'afarish as divrei b'chol hapratim. Let's explain these words. Exactly what I mean. And he says, Hein b'chachma, let's say that a person you feel is not the greatest intellect, not the smartest person in the world, doesn't have the greatest brains that you've ever met. For example, if you went and you told people, Hey, this guy Reuven over there, he's not so smart. I was in yeshiva with him. I remember he never understood what the Rabbi was talking about. He was always getting lousy scores on his grades. Sometimes we'd ask him, Reuven, you understand what's happening? And he would nod his head with that empty stare on his face. Not so smart. Says the CHOFETZ CHAIM. Goes without saying, if we're dealing with you saying words of sheker that are not true, or part of what you're saying is true, and you just exaggerate and make it even worse than it really is, certainly you are saying a terrible sin over here. Either you're saying falsehood about this person, or you're saying only a little bit of truth, but the rest is false. Like we pointed out several times before, that's called Motzei Shem Ra. You're now a slanderer. You're not just a Baal Lashon Hara who's speaking evil speech. You're slandering untruths about this person. Because you end up belittling your friend over here with all of the lies that you're telling about him. So you made things worse. However, even if what you're saying about this person is absolute truth, which means he really doesn't have such strong brain power, he's not so bright, he's not so intelligent. There are such people. What's the chiddush? There's plenty of people in this world that are not the brightest people in the world. That's how it works. Not everybody is a genius. Not everybody is a super brilliant individual. Most of us have average intelligence at best, and there are those with below average intelligence. That's the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world. Halakvar Hirshunu Kol HaRishonim. The Rishonim have already explained. We already mentioned this above. The Lashon HaRa hu afilu al emes. Lashon HaRa, as we pointed out, is even if you're telling the truth. V'davar now this, this over here that you are pointing out, that you believe that this person is missing certain milas, strengths and the like. That's all Lashon HaRa. The Rambam writes in the beginning of Pirkei Avos, this is what he writes over there in the 17th Mishnah of Pirkei Avos, Lashon HaRa defines it is when you tell over negative information about a person, umumav, and his blemishes, and you try to disparage him in any way that you can, even if the person that you are talking negatively about truly is deficient in these areas. He really is lacking intelligence. So what did I say? I said a lie? No, I'm telling you the truth. He really is not so smart. Nevertheless, says the Rambam, it's truth. You're putting the person down. You're ruining and tarnishing his reputation in the eyes of other people. That's Lashon HaRa. Like the Rambam elaborates further over there, the Lashon HaRa, Nikra'im hu emes ma shedibra alav. Even if you speak truth, it is called Lashon HaRa. Ayin Sham, take a look over there in the words of the Rambam, and you'll see clearly what he says. So again, what is a person gaining by saying the negative things about another person. You're putting down his milas, you're highlighting his chesroinus, his weaknesses. Says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, just open up the Rambam and you'll see you are a person speaking Lashon HaRa. There's no way that you can get around it. And if you speak sheker, you're saying things that are false, it's even worse. You're now motzi shemra as well, you're a slanderer. And therefore, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, be so careful before you open your mouth and you say something about another person. You have to know that such a good chance that when you're speaking about somebody else, you're going to trample on one of these prohibitions of speaking Lashon HaRa, Rahman al-Islam. Have a wonderful day. And as we pointed out many times, the Shabbos table is the weekly catch-up place for many families. We didn't sit down for a meal, everyone together. We didn't have time. We weren't relaxed. We couldn't schmooze. Many people, unfortunately, use the Shabbos table just to be able to make it a forum of Lashon HaRa. We have to be careful. Don't speak about other people unless you have something good to say. And even there, as the CHOFETZ CHAIM pointed out, don't over-exaggerate because somebody else might say something bad. Use it as a way to inspire, as a way to bond, as a way to share love and divrei Torah and zmiros and the like. Don't make the Shabbos table into a place that becomes a table filled with Lashon HaRa, Rahman al-Islam. Have a wonderful Shabbos.